Gonna switch into Snorlax to catch the Shadow Ball. Going to overfarm. He has enough for an Earthquake. This is the call of the game right here. Will Tommy shield the Earthquake or will he let it go through? Earthquake will pretty much KO. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we do upload Pokemon Go content related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Charles Encarnacion, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a set of battles submitted to me by SenseiUrata, a very talented trainer who has reached rank 10 already in season 4 of the Go Battle League. And in this video, he's actually submitting a set of battles before he hit rank 10 and then a set of battles while he is in rank 10 getting his Pikachu Libre, and it's featuring a very fascinating team consisting of Groudon lead, Shadow Snorlax as a safe swap, and Dragonite in the back. So this is a pretty unique team just in the sense that it doesn't involve Dialga, which is pretty much the most meta relevant Pokemon in all of Open Master League. A lot of the strategy behind this team actually involves Shadow Snorlax as a safe swap, and the Giratina origin lead in particular. Very interesting how he tries to catch the Shadow Ball onto Snorlax, maintain the energy on the Groudon for later, which could definitely help flip the match, and it's a pretty interesting strategy that you're going to see him utilize in this video. Taking a deeper look into some of the Pokemon on this team, particularly Shadow Snorlax, there is a certain breakpoint that you will want to consider if looking to run this team, and that is against Dialga. In order to get Dragon Breath damage to go from 7 to 6, you do need 14 defense minimum, and in terms of attack damage, in order for Lick to be doing 3 damage as opposed to 2 per turn, you would want at least 4 attack stat, I believe, on the Shadow Snorlax. You may also be wondering, how does a normal variant of Snorlax perform on this team? Well, I have tried it myself and it's performed pretty well so far. The Dialga matchup does seem a little bit more difficult, and the Mewtwo matchup also seems a little bit more challenging. However, I don't know if there's any breakpoint for the regular Snorlax that you have to take into consideration. Didn't look into it, but I do think Shadow Snorlax for the most part is probably a better option, but again, not many people do have Shadow Snorlax with those IVs. So we got some really solid battles in this video. The last match in this video in particular is very good against Tommy Love TV, another awesome content creator both on YouTube and Twitch. So you definitely want to stick around until the end to watch that battle because it is an absolute solid one. Every single opponent in this video, very talented trainers. I have battled most of them in Open Master League, and let's just get into the battles right now because these are some great ones. Alright, so let's head into the first match against Jonathan O'Hara. And once again, thank you so much for submitting these battles, Sensei. Really looking forward to this shoutcast. Groudon into Kyogre, starting off with a horrible lead here. So he's going to swap immediately into Snorlax here, get met by the Dialga. And you know, this Dialga versus Shadow Snorlax match, it's very dependent, I find, on landing the bait with Body Slam in a lot of cases. Because if you throw the Body Slam and they don't shield this, I don't think you could win, to be honest, because you're going to get farmed down before you get 2 superpowers, I'd imagine. It comes very close, but in this situation, he did get the shield. Gonna throw the superpower here. You can see that does so much damage from the Shadow. He's able to lick down, and he has regained switch advantage against the Kyogre lead, which is absolutely huge. Gonna get off this Body Slam, and now this is gonna give him the ability to bring in the Dragonite and completely wall this Kyogre here. So he does have to be a little bit wary about getting hit by a Blizzard, so he might have to use a shield. But at least he avoids the Groudon onto Kyogre, and depending on what he has in the back, he could be set up for a good position. This could be a Blizzard, so he's going to choose to shield this up. Happens to be only a Surf. Opponent leaves with energy. Brings in a Rhyperior, which obviously does pose a threat with Rock Wrecker with shields down. But will he try to swap out and catch the move onto the Groudon? He's going to throw another Dragon Claw here. And he's going to continue to farm up, get the switch tray ready. Going to look to catch this swap. Brings it in, perfectly timed. Amazing swap onto Groudon. Did he catch the Rock Wrecker? He did. Wow. So not even a Surf there. Gets hit by the Rock Wrecker. Gonna farm up a lot of energy, over farming here, throwing the Fire Punch just before this Rhyperior gets to the Surf. Gonna knock that out. Bring in the Kyogre. Not able to throw the Fire Punch because it did have a Surf stored, but that's totally fine. Gonna be dry on energy here. No way it's going to get to a Blizzard, and Dragon Claw is going to be enough to win this match. So very well played there. You can see winning switch was very important to avoid the alignment of Groudon and Kyogre. Very well played there. Great first game. Hilarious here in match number 2. Groudon into Groudon, so we have a mirror match here. And I have seen a lot of these opponents, all very top players in Open Master League. So you can see what he does here. He actually goes for the Fire Punch before even having enough energy for the Earthquake. Makes me think he actually did this on purpose so that it would go unshielded. And now if he does call the Earthquake here, he puts himself in a pretty interesting position because he could technically win this match now just by going straight Fire Punch. This here can only be a Fire Punch because there's no way you're going to throw an Earthquake followed by a second one. So he's going to throw the Fire Punch here, and you know, if you're a Groudon, you never want to shield a Fire Punch. So if you knowingly know it's going to be a Fire Punch, so the opponent lets these go through, and he could pretty much farm down here, and he actually wins the mirror match by going straight Fire Punch there, which is pretty amazing. Mewtwo comes in here, he's going to throw another Fire Punch here, going to do some nice chip damage, and actually get a shield, so he's going to switch out into Snorlax here. Snorlax could take a Side Strike. Definitely doesn't want to take a Focus Blast, but can't take two Side Strikes here. So it looks like what he's doing is, in a sense, maybe sacking the Snorlax because he's just coming in here throwing as much damage. Gets the second shield, and I do not believe he'll shield this one because I'm not sure if Body Slam and Licks will be enough to take out this Mewtwo before a third Side Strike. So he lets it go down. Probably going to bring in the Dragonite here. He does have a shield. And the opponent switches out into Dialga. So he's going to throw this Dragon Claw. This will allow his switch timer to come back up, which will allow him to bring in the Groudon here. But I like what he does here. He actually stays in and waits for the Dialga to throw energy just to ensure that he will not have to face another move from that Dialga, and he stores a lot of energy onto the Dragonite. So Groudon comes in here. He's going to get to the Fire Punch before an Iron Head, which is going to knock out the Dialga. And once that Mewtwo comes back in, it's going to be forced to throw energy here because I believe it is in Fire Punch range. I don't know, it's very close here. I think the opponent's only win condition is probably to commit to a straight farm down here because the Dragon Claw is ready to go, but it's a little risky to go for the farm down there because he might have been in Fire Punch range anyways, so a farm down might have not been possible. Very well played though by Sensei here, and showing a lot of knowledge with this team. Mash Spirit here in match number 3, Groudon into Dialga, one of the best leads we want to see with Groudon, and the opponent's going to safe switch into Mewtwo here. So he's going to throw a Fire Punch, and I would assume that he will switch out after this into the Snorlax. Yep, so he brings in Snorlax here to catch the move. Going to be a Side Strike most likely. Would be amazing if it was a Shadow Ball, but no points to throw a Shadow Ball there. And he's going to build up. I think in this situation you might see 2 shields from Snorlax to commit. He's going to throw a Body Slam here for sure to get the shield or switch. But if the opponent does shield here, I would imagine he's going to shield a second time and then commit to a straight Lick Down. Have energy stored on the Snorlax and maintaining switch. So Side Strike comes through, he does shield it up. He is going to be able to Lick Down. I'm not sure if the regular Snorlax would be able to do this, to be honest. Not sure if that extra Lick attack stat on Snorlax makes a difference. I'd have to look into it. Dialga comes in, shields up that superpower, which is pretty huge. And now they're even in shields, but this is a little bit threatening because Dialga could one-shot with Draco, but I don't think it would beat it to it, so it does switch out into Groudon, and he's going to be met by Dragonite. This is this is like Wall City right here. Groudon cannot do anything. Even 2 shields to 0 it loses, which is amazing. So Dragonite here, very dominant position, taking those Fire Punches like it's nothing. Gonna throw the Dragon Claw here, and at this point, he's actually undercharging the Dragon Claws because I guess he just wants to farm up more energy. Such a dominant position that you could actually throw no bubbles onto the Dragon Claws and still win this, which is pretty insane. Groudon's going to throw one more Fire Punch here. Switch timer should be up at this point. He's expecting to switch into Dialga, catches that perfectly timed. Going to throw the Earthquake. This will one-shot Dialga, and Groudon's going to come back in. Wants nothing to do here with that Dragonite in the back, so opponent's going to leave the battle. 3-0 start here. Dora 0-3-8. Match number 4. Let's go. Groudon into Groudon. Another mirror match. Let's see how he plays it this time. We saw last time he actually threw before building up for enough energy for Earthquake. This time it looks like he is building up for Earthquake, but still going for the Fire Punch. So will he shield this first one? He is going to. Opponent baits it with Fire Punch. He's going to throw his own Fire Punch. Let's see if he gets the opponent's shield as well. He does. Okay, so they both are in the bait game right now. Gonna throw another Fire Punch here. Will he get the second shield? He does get the second shield, and at this point he may choose to let this go. Will this be another bait? He calls the Fire Punch bait this time. Wow. So this Groudon play is pretty extraordinary here. Tries to go for the Earthquake, but this is only going to be a Fire Punch. Actually, no, this could be an Earthquake, I guess. I'm not sure, but he does use the shield anyways because he knows he could guarantee the win by shielding there and throwing the Earthquake. It's going to almost KO. This has to be a Fire Punch. There's no way this is an Earthquake this time. So Fire Punch comes through, he's going to survive that. Opponent actually switches out to event to prevent the farm down. He goes for the very aggressive Earthquake here. He actually makes it, which is going to do a lot of damage now to the Snorlax. Is this actually a mirror team? Because Groudon lead with Snorlax safe swap. And the Snorlax actually threw Body Slam there too. So it was a CMP. I know the feeling, you know, you want to throw the Body Slam before they get to that Earthquake, but just fall just one short and you end up throwing energy you didn't want to. That definitely could flip this match a little bit, but winning switch is very dominant for him. Brings in Dragonite, gonna farm down with the Dragon Breath, has energy ready to go. That Groudon on the back has pretty much no energy and no health. So he brings in, oh, he brought in Dialga. He tried to catch the move by bringing in Dialga, switch on to Groudon, but he did not fall for it. And now Snorlax gonna come in. Snorlax gonna throw the superpower here. And this is going to do a lot of damage, wow. Opponent actually didn't even get to an Iron Head, it looks like there, so very well played. That was pretty interesting, so I believe Shadow Snorlax loses the 0 shields, but it won that time. Zoe here in the last matchup, Groudon into Melmetal. This is probably the best lead you could see with Groudon. Opponent instantly switches out into Dialga. Gonna build up here for the Fire Punches. Gonna throw the first one. I believe you just go straight Fire Punch in this matchup, no need to with the Earthquake, especially when they switch out, you should just go straight Fire Punch. Throw 2, and now he's going to switch out, I believe. He's going to switch out into Dragonite. And switching out into Dragonite here, I guess to avoid the Melmetal match, or it's also possible he's played this opponent before and he knows that they have a Giratina in the back, and he's looking to wall that Giratina with the Snorlax possibly. Going to throw the Hurricane here on the Melmetal. I was thinking about why running Hurricane instead of Outrage or Draco Meteor, but I suppose Hurricane does a bit better in this Melmetal situation here. So that could be one reason, I guess, why to run Hurricane. I guess he could let us know in the comments section why he prefers Hurricane over Outrage or Draco. Melmetal onto Groudon here, gonna throw a superpower. He's actually gonna choose to shield this up. And the opponent's gonna switch on, there it is, Giratina. So, very possibly he's played this opponent before, knew they have Giratina in the back, and he was waiting for that matchup, so that's why he kept the Snorlax safe in the back. Goes 5-0 in that first set here that he has submitted, and that's going to bring him up into the high 2900s. And moving into the next set is J-Mark here. He is rank 10 now, so congratulations on hitting rank 10. J-Mark, a very strong trainer that I've played in Open Master League. He's actually running Giratina here, so I think he's changed the team from the last time I battled him. Gonna switch into Snorlax to catch the Shadow Ball. Unbelievable. That is what you love to see here. That's pretty much the strategy on this team with the Groudon lead into Giratina Origin actually. He switches onto the Shadow Ball and he stores all that energy on the Groudon for later, which definitely helps to flip a match. Gonna throw the Body Slam here. This bait is so crucial to get through, and he does get the shield, which is huge because now Superpower is really gonna threaten this Dialga. Does the opponent want to go down 2 shields? They let it go through. That KOs the Dialga. He wins switch. Giratina not going to come back in. Going to bring in Mewtwo. Mewtwo going to look to probably farm down this Snorlax. And it pretty much could farm down, to be honest. And this is a very scary thing to see. A Mewtwo, a green Mewtwo with this much energy is not what you want to see in this situation. Does have a shield still. Gonna throw the Side Strike, I'd imagine here. Goes unshielded. Fire Punch gonna come through. This should be enough to knock out the Mewtwo. Will it get the shield? Does get the shield. He has another Side Strike ready. Actually exits the match to bank that. Brings in Dragonite here. Dragonite with the shield is in a very good position against Giratina Origin. So Shadow Ball comes through. Even if it's Shadow Ball, it doesn't matter. One Dragon Claw should be more than enough here to knock out this Giratina. And the Mewtwo is going to come back in. It has a Side Strike ready. So you just have to shield up here basically and commit to the farm now. And this is going to be a GG. Very well played game there. And Dragon Claw will KO. So very nice game. Giratina Origin, you can see the swap onto the Snorlax catch the Shadow Ball is a very nice strategy. And we're moving to the next match when it's Achisuke 777. So Groudon into another Melmetal. Love to see it. Pretty much expect the opponent to switch out right away. Let's see what they're going to bring in. They're going to bring in Giratina. So you can bring in Snorlax. Wow, he even catches it on the swap. And like, this is absolutely amazing. Catches the Shadow Ball. I guess waiting for the swap allows him to ensure that it's going to be a Shadow Ball as opposed to the Ominous Wind. That was actually really impressive. He's always catching these moves, so Ominous Wind comes through. If they get the boost, it is a little bit difficult because he isn't running any moves for super effective damage in the charge moves, so a boost really could affect this match a little bit. But then again, he does have the Shadow Lick damage, so should be in a bit better of a position here. Body Slam going to come through. And I think at this point, he could just straight farm down. Opponent actually switched out because he did not want any more of that Snorlax. Going to throw the Superpower here. He is loaded on energy. Superpower comes through. Should get to a second one. This will be enough to knock out the Melmetal, I believe. No, actually, it's just a bit short, and the Melmetal will get to the Superpower of its own. This will be enough to knock out the Snorlax. I believe Rock Slide would have knocked it out there too, to be honest. But its health is so low, it doesn't really matter. Dragonite comes in. And Giratina Origin going to come in here. Going to use a shield this time. Probably a Shadow Ball. It is a Shadow Ball. Going to shield it up. Farm down. And what is going to be in the back? It is a Dragonite of their own. Okay, so actually, this is a bit of a tricky spot here because the opponent does have 2 shields, I believe. So they use their first one. And he does have Groudon in the back, which doesn't have a great matchup against Dragonite. So I'd imagine what he wants to do is just bring the opposing Dragonite as low as possible so that it actually is in a range where Groudon could defeat it. So another Dragon Claw going to come through here, getting the shield. Is he going to look to catch the sack? No, he's going to, well, he has the Fire Punch ready, so this should be enough to KO the Dragonite anyways. Takes that game. Very impressive win there. And we are 2-0 in this set, heading into match number 3 against Vic Rioja. Here it is. Vic, you were in my comments last video saying you're never in the videos. Here is your battle in the video. Groudon into Dialga. So Vic actually is one of the guys that runs Conkeldurr in the Master League, so watch out for the Conkeldurr in this video. Opponent's going to bring in Mewtwo, he's going to throw the Fire Punch. Look to switch out into Snorlax here. And Snorlax with 2 shields could maintain switch. Let's see if that's the way he wants to play this. Sensei is going to shield this up. Second Side Strike going to come through. He's going to choose not to shield the second one. And is he going to go for the Lick Down after this Body Slam? Let's see if the opponent chooses to shield or not here, because that will determine. No, he lets it go through. So he maintains switch. Conkeldurr comes in here, very aggressively trying to counter down this Snorlax. Gonna throw the Body Slam here and get farmed down. Getting off that Body Slam was pretty big, and he could decide to bring in Dragonite here, but there is the threat, obviously, of the Stone Edge. So he's gonna have to burn a shield here if he wants to keep this Dragonite alive, which he is choosing to do. Opponent's going to switch out into Dialga here instead of getting farmed down by Dragon Breath. Here comes the Groudon. This is 2 shields to 0 right now, actually. So this game is not over by any means. Opponent's going to burn the first shield. Will he get to the second Fire Punch? He will not. Iron Head might KO here. It might not, actually. Oh, Draco Meteor. Oh my goodness. So he's going to throw the Dragon Claw. This is a very tough spot. I don't know if Sensei's going to be able to pull this one off. Throwing the Dragon Claw, gets the shield. Gonna get to this next Dragon Claw, which is absolutely huge. Will this be enough to KO the Dialga? It is not. Can he farm down? He is able to farm down before the Iron Head. It's a race here between Charge Moves. Dragonite into Conkeldurr. He gets to the Dragon Claw. This is going to be enough to knock out the Conkeldurr. What an impressive win. They're down 2 shields. Great game. GG's to both. Amazing battles here in this video. J-Dub 4-1-1 in match number 4 here. We are seeing Groudon into Giratina altered form. This is probably one of the hardest leads for Groudon. And oftentimes you probably don't want to try baiting with Fire Punch here the first time, because as a Giratina user myself, I tend to never shield the first move. So if it's a Fire Punch, I'd love to see it. J-Dub does shield there, and once the Giratina shields the Earthquake, it kind of flips the match in favor of Giratina. So he switches out into Dragonite here. And this Giratina is going to unload some Dragon Claws here. So this Dragonite is going to get pretty low. Has to burn a shield here. Opponent's going to switch out into Dialga. So he has a Dragon Claw ready. Going to throw this at the Dialga. Dialga's going to choose to let that go through. Will he get to a second Dragon Claw? No, he's not able to. Gets farmed down first. Going to bring in the Groudon here, I'd imagine. Here comes Groudon. Gets beat to an Iron Head. This would do a lot of damage, so he has to shield this up. Did he click the Fire Punch? He did not, so he's going to overfarm a little bit more. Look to throw the Fire Punch right now. This should be enough to KO the Dialga. He has energy stored for a second Fire Punch. And the opponent is going to come back in here with the Giratina altered, I'd imagine. No, they're going to bring in Kyogre. Okay, so they have Kyogre in the back, so this is the Tommy Love line. Giratina lead, Dialga, Kyogre in the back. Going to go after that Fire Punch, switch out into Snorlax. This is a very difficult spot. Kyogre in the back for this line. Very difficult. Beats Snorlax and it beats Groudon here. So with the Dragonite out of the way, I don't think there's much you could do here, especially being down in shields. This game looks like it's over because Waterfall absolutely chunks Snorlax. And he's actually going to lose CMP here. So there comes the first loss of this set against a pretty hard team comp there. Giratina altered lead, very difficult. Kyogre in the back, extremely difficult. Tommy Love TV here. Battle of two titans in the Master League. Groudon into Giratina Origin. Tommy Love always running different kinds of lines ever since hitting rank 10. And a very nice guy in general. Trying to help as many people reach rank 10 as he can. Has a Twitch channel, go check him out over there. He has a YouTube channel actually, which I'll actually link up here since he's a great guy overall, and you should check out his videos. Superpower coming through on the Snorlax onto the Melmetal here. And this is actually, I just took in that Tommy actually didn't throw this Shadow Ball at the Snorlax here. How did he not throw the Shadow Ball? He didn't, that's amazing. So we've seen that Snorlax typically tends to like swap in as soon as the opponent throws a Shadow Ball. Tommy waited, he didn't throw. This is absolutely incredible here. Mind games galore going on. Tommy with the Melmetal gonna bring in the Groudon here by Sensei. And a Superpower Imagine coming through. Not gonna do too much here. Gonna get farmed down here. And Giratina Origin gonna come back in. Okay. So he's gonna call the Shadow Ball here. Does call it correctly. And he's gonna throw the Fire Punch. Will this get the shield? There's a lot of mind games going on right now. He's trying to look for the Fire Punch. Gets the shield, that's pretty huge. Will he get to the Earthquake here? He's gonna actually switch out into Dragonite. Opponent's gonna bring out Dialga. So Tommy responds with the Dialga here. Gonna throw the Dragon Claw. This is not a good spot to be in for the Dragonite. Is Dragonite gonna farm down here completely? No, it's gonna throw the Iron Head. I don't know if he's gonna, I don't expect the shield to come here. No, Iron Head comes through. And he's probably going to have to look to farm here. A lot of energy. Going to throw the Fire Punch. This is unlikely to be shielded. Looking to undercharge a little bit to farm a little bit more. Very well played. Going to overfarm. He has enough for an Earthquake. This is the call of the game right here. Will Tommy shield the Earthquake or will he let it go through? Earthquake will pretty much KO. Lets it go through. Oh my gosh. All he has to do is shield here and farm down. That was the call of the game. Tommy let it go through. Very well played. Two great players going at it there. Very well played game there by Sensei. He's going to take that, go 4-1, and he is going to collect his Pikachu Libre after this set. Amazing battles overall, and thank you so much for submitting those to me. So those were the battles submitted to me by SenseiUrata. Thank you so much for submitting those battles. And honestly, I actually feel I did not do enough justice to how good that last battle was with Tommy Love TV. Tommy holding off on the Shadow Ball, absolutely incredible. I actually am a firm believer of not throwing the Charge Move as soon as you get it, unless you absolutely have to. And I think Tommy demonstrated a great reason there as to why you should hold off sometimes. Very well played game. All the matches in this set were very well played. Some very extraordinary play from this team. Groudon lead, very strong. Shadow Snorlax operating as a great safe switch, and Dragonite in the back with the ability to wall some of those Pokemon. Really can catch people off guard. Very solid team, and I was very impressed by it. Impressed enough to run it myself lately, and I have been seeing some pretty good results so far. We'll see how it goes after this video comes out. I don't know, maybe people will start countering it, but very interesting team, very fun team. Thank you for the battle, Sensei. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.